Okay, we have a 1500 point battle for you today. I'm playing a weird flying foot type army. Lots of stuff that's flying around. Warp spiders, jetbikes, 2 squads of deep striking swooping hawks, and I've got some guardians, other kind of stuff. Wraithlords, Warwalkers, lots of guardians everywhere. And I'm facing an awesome Imperial Guard army, tons and tons of troops, 2 super heavy tanks.
Sisters of Battle.
Some other nasty. Those are Sisters of Battle, actually, inducted into the army as an ally. There's one objective over here, pretty awesome looking command pole to some kinds of squads. I don't even know what they do yet. Some kind of a deep striking squad back there. God knows what those guys do. And, you know, we're going to see what happens. Oh, I just forgot to put these guys down. I'm going to put them down over here. And we're going to see what happens. I'm going to try to steal initiative. Oh, and I haven't rolled for my powers yet, so I'll do that in a second. But here we go. Stealing initiative. No, I got it too, so my opponent will be going first. So back in a bit. I'll let you know what powers I took. Okay, so what did I got? I got, fortunately got foreboding, which is going to be useless against my opponent. It's the Overwatch on normal ballistic skill. I mean, he's never going to be able to assault me with anything. There's no way. But I did take prescience for second power. And we're going to get started, so back in a bit. Rounding top of turn 1 for Imperial Guard. A lot of stuff moved forward. Fearlessly, these guys moved up. I think they rolled 1 faith point this turn. These guys climbed. These are all buildings, again. Just the things that look like buildings are buildings. Other things are just, you know, ruins or whatever they look like. They climbed in there, they snapshotted their guns, they succeeded on their faith point to make them, that was faith point, right? To make them rending, but they couldn't get any rends in on this Wraithlord here. Some shooting from that guy, tried to blast into here, but scattered away. Some random shooting from some kind of junk somewhere over there, I don't know what it was, but blew away one of my Warwalkers despite my 4+ cover from like a million things in the way, so that just sucked there. And this guy took another hull point from some other random nonsense shot over there, so be it. A bunch of Guardians died. I actually had to go to ground. He put a couple guys died, and another, yeah, 1 or 2 died, and then another one from, yeah, the explosion actually killed 2 of them, and another one died there. So actually, it was the same shooting phase, wasn't that? So I would have had to make a morale save because that's 3 out of 11. So they have rerolled leadership from Embolden, but leadership 8. They fail, of course. So Embolden, and they passed that one with a 7. So there we go. So there is some justice in the world. And what else happened? Some shooting. Some other stuff was out of range. Luckily, these heavy tanks were out of range. That guy tried to blast this guy, as I said, and that guy couldn't do anything fancy. Just their hull-mounted las cannons were doing something. So that was pretty nasty. But it's on to turn 1 for... Okay, rounding up bottom of turn 1 for Eldar. Not a lot of action to report, unfortunately. We gave these guys reroll to hit because I knew I was going to only be firing with the strength 6 Shuriken cannons. So that helped me kill 1 or 2 guys there. Walker fired into there, didn't kill anybody, unfortunately. I think two guys to death total from that unit. I gave these guys the Overwatch on ballistic skill because, you know, just in case they get assaulted by that weirdness that's over there. I mean, I don't know, small chance. There's nothing else to use it on this turn. Not a great power this game. Whatever happened to you? Bright Lance tried to go into that tank, no luck. Bright Lance tried to go into that tank, no luck. Bright Lance over here tried to go into that tank, missed also. So just all the Bright Lances missed this turn. Crack Missile tried to snap fire onto that thing that's the front of the unit, trying to insta-kill it, but missed. Jetbikes moved up, you know, also, yeah, like I said, they helped to try to kill that thing, but then they chickened back over here. These guys moved up and then teleported a little bit over this way. Unfortunately, because he has Master of Ordnance, so I need to just avoid getting my entire unit wiped out by some kind of nonsense. And turn 2, we're going to see if his Deep Strikers come on. They're on. Here we go. We're going to find out where they go. Back in a bit. Okay, rounding up top of turn 2. I'm just getting slaughtered here. So Deep Strike, these guys Deep Strike into my lines. They actually didn't have much to fire at. They ended up firing at these Guardians, gunning down most of them. I still have to forgot to make my leadership, actually. Leadership 8 there. They're gone to ground, but they made it, yeah. And, so what happened, basically, a bunch of random, like, strength 4, strength 3 shooting, gunned down all my jetbikes. I just failed saves like crazy. First couple of saves that came my way, I failed them there. This guy over here had a bunch of cover saves from this massive thing, but he couldn't make a cover save to save his life, and he just died. Over here, one guy died from some shooting. What else? Just a ton of other random nonsense shooting. This guy hit with almost every gun and just put a billion saves in here, forcing me to go ground originally, and killed a bunch more guys. So, you know, we're just getting stormed here. We're just getting slaughtered. And now our reserves are -1 because my opponent rolled on the Warlord table and got the -1 reserve. So both squads on a 4+. They both show up at least, so that's a small mercy. And we're going to see what I can do on my turn, which I don't think I can do much. That Wraithlord was supposed to slaughter these guys, but no more. Back in a bit. Okay, bottom of turn 2, what happened? So both squads, these guys showed up. Deep struck in, tried to go here, went that away. Tried to go here, went this away. They dropped a nuke on one squad over there, killed I think only 1 or 2 guys. Dropped a nuke on, I think, that squad there, killed a few guys, and they ran actually. So they're in the process of running. Those guys stuck it out. We fired our guns into here and killed most of these guys. Did we make a leadership?
Yeah, I rolled a 4.
Oh, you rolled a 4, so they're good. The leadership's good over there. These guys, because of all this insanity that's happening here, I've had to completely change everything. They actually were going to go that way, but they had to teleport back in here, fired in here, gunned down most of the units. They're fearless. Crack missile, couldn't do anything there. This guy came in here, blasted in there, and rolled, but only got a 7, and it turned out he was 8 inches away because of random guys dying from lookouts there, all that kind of stuff. These guys moved out over here, and I ran, but I only went 2 inches. He chickened out over here, didn't do anything else. And that is it. So it is on to top of turn 3. The barrage continues. We're just getting slaughtered. So rounding up top of turn 3, this onslaught continues. A bunch of shooting over here. Killed only 1. I think killed 2 of these guys, so not a morale save yet. Over here killed 1 guy from some random shooting from something. I don't even remember what it was, but something killed a guy. Oh yeah, these tanks were trying to blast in, but luckily my cover saves held and only 1 guy died. Over here, these guys broke off. This is apparently Saint Celestine, so I didn't realize that. It's Saint Celestine charging in on my Wraithlord here. I walled of death with my flamers, but only got 2 saves on her, and she passed them both. A bunch of shooting. These guys, they went to ground again, so they passed all that stuff. These guys took a hail of fire, but luckily only 1 guy died from just random stuff that's nearby. These bastards over here got their power to go off successfully, rending guns, and they actually got 1 rending save on this guy, and he wasn't, he had no cover in between, so there was no way for him to get cover. So he's down to 2 wounds anyways. And we've got a challenge happening over here, St. Celestine versus this guy. I don't think it's going to go well for me, but you never know. Back in a bit. Not surprisingly, St. Celestine went first. She has some sword that gives her wounding always on 4+ with the power weapon, and just killed him instantly. Only got 2 wounds on him, so if that rending hadn't happened, he might have survived and insta-killed her, but you never know. So she just chops her way through the Wraithlord, slashes him to bits, and consolidates about 4 inches that way. This is increasingly becoming impossible to win, but I'm going to keep playing. Bottom of turn 3. Okay, so rounding up bottom of 3, the fiasco continues. So what happened over here? We threw 4 D6 grenades into here, but after rolling pretty bad on the wounding, these guys actually made a ton of saves, a zillion saves, and only 1 guy died. That's how terrible I am. But what happened over here? Even funnier. Farseer came over here. First of all, these guys snap-fired, managed to kill a guy with a missile, so that was a stroke of luck. Farseer came in here, gunned in here, couldn't wound anybody this shooting. Then charged the unit. He had 2 wounds on him, but wall of death. And this thing has AP3, strength 3 guns. First of all, he rolled a 6. Then he wounded me on a 5+. I failed my invulnerable. One of these wounds got through, made 1 save, and I failed it, and I just died. So Overwatch just kills my Farseer there. So be it, eh? That's just the kind of game it is. These guys moved up. Oh, before he died, he gave these guys both reroll to hit, which I forgot to use. Wow, I forgot to use in the shooting phase. I'm so stupid. Reroll to hit and the Overwatch on ballistic skill. So, yeah, wow, that's going to hurt me. Over here, these guys moved up. They moved up. Eventually, these guys came over here, gunned down those dudes, and just teleported over here. These guys had nothing to shoot at, so I just moved them away so they wouldn't be able to be in line of sight of anything. And that's about it. So yeah, this fiasco continues. Top of turn 4 coming up. Top of turn 4, so we're continue getting barnstormed. Over here, St. Celestine apparently has some kind of a flamer, so just flamed a bunch of guys to death. Charged me. My Overwatch did nothing despite having re-rolls. The Bright Lance had a chance to insta-kill her, but I rolled just a bunch of 2s, even with the reroll. These guys rolled, I think, 2 hits on her. Didn't get any wounds on, though. And these guys over here, they charged my guy, Overwatched. I charged into them. I had 2 attacks first because they're so slow, but I whiffed both of my attacks, and then they hit me, I think, 1 time. And yeah, just 1 wound, and I failed that reroll, and no reroll, but just failed the 4+ invulnerable, and I'm toast. I was near that objective still, so I had a chance to clean these guys off, and then maybe run to hide behind the building for turn 5, but to no luck, just to no luck over there. So be it. What else happened? That was it. Actually, he didn't even shoot anything else. Any stuff? Oh right, yeah. Sorry. These guys, combination with blast over there, this stuff, a whole bunch of stuff, gunned down all my warp spiders. I was trying to use them to go there because, you know, that was my last chance. If I can at least hold one of my objectives, I would have to kill the Warlord and be in his deployment zone, but it's not looking like that. We're going to see what happens this turn. I'll probably end up conceding at the end of this turn. Let's see what happens. Okay, so bottom of turn 5, what did I do? These guys flew out over here, gunned into that unit, charged it. If you can imagine, the one plasma gun rolled 2 6s on Overwatch, gunned down 2 of my Swooping Hawks. Another hit got in there, but I made the save. We charged in. Hammer of Wrath did nothing, because even though these guys are toughness 3, strength 3, I couldn't get any wounds on them. I whiffed a bunch of attacks. I did kill, I think, 1 guy. That was it. And they, by some dumb luck, killed another guy in return. So we whiffed combat there. These guys moved out over here just for fun at this point. I'm trying to have some fun. I threw a grenade. It hit, but rolled a 1, so did nothing. 2 guys only hit with their grenades and glanced it, so I couldn't even destroy this vehicle because I got 2 misses out of that whole thing. By some sort of, you know, humiliating stroke of luck, this Saint Celestine whiffed all our attacks against me, hit me a bunch, but then missed, couldn't roll 4+, and these guys couldn't do anything in return, so we just had it. I'm just going to concede because I can't possibly win at this point, but yeah, you gunned me down good there. Thanks for the game, man. Brutal game, and yeah, I basically had no chance after that first or second round. It was pretty brutal, but good game. Lots of carnage everywhere. Check that out. They just storm into the Eldar lines. Pretty cool.